I always thought it would be cool if you could go back and listen to the day-to-day of today's highest achievers as it happened, as opposed to 30 years later after they've made it. I believe there's a giant disconnect between ground zero and the top floor because we only see the top floor and the top floor only talks about the top. How valuable would that be? And so it goes without saying, but I believe I'll make it there. And this is the documented journey through each level. My name is Bryson Sessions, and you are listening to the Bed Podcast. So it's pretty interesting how certain things come full circle, and that's what I'm going to talk about today. So I've told the story 1,000 times on the show, but I'm going to tell it again. But 1 year ago, pretty close to my birthday, might have been a few days before, a few days after, I can't remember, but I got a happy birthday card. So I was living alone in Colorado. This was towards the very end of my alone phase, if you will, where I was kind of just moving everywhere. I went from northern Utah to St. George, which is southern Utah, which is beautiful. Then I moved from there to Phoenix, Arizona, and then I moved again in Arizona to another place, I think 4 months later, and that was pretty much Glendale, Arizona, but it was still technically Phoenix, so whatever. And then from there I moved to Parker, Colorado, and all of these times I was alone, had my own place, no friends or family, I knew no one, and I kind of just restarted, and I packed all my stuff into my car each time and just moved because I didn't own that much, so everything that I did own fit in my car and I was just able to move. So I did buy beds and bed frames and dressers and stuff, but I ended up selling those before I moved so that I could fit in my car and be all right. So that's what I did every single time. And so that's a little refresher in case you haven't heard that story, but it goes way more in depth if you want to hear that, but not on this one. So I'm at the very end of that little phase. Well, I don't know what you call it, the stint, whatever, in Colorado. And the one moment, I've told it so many times on the show, like I've said, the one pivotal point was when, like I said, I can't remember if it was a few days before or after my birthday, I get a happy birthday card in the mail. And I opened it up, and it's one of those ones that sings to you. And it was from my mom. And it was a happy birthday levy thing, and the card it just sang happy birthday to you, right? And my place at the time was, I think, very nice. It was all hardwood floors. Everything was brand new. These I don't know, a couple years old, these apartments. And there was nothing in my apartment. I had no furniture. My whole living room was empty, so just walls and hardwood floor. A couple empty boxes. That's it, right? And so there's a deer down here, dude. I'm at some random nature trail, so we're about to see if I get mugged from a deer. I'm walking towards a deer right now. Is that a good idea? Probably not, right? Okay, well, anyway. We'll see what happens. I don't really want to go towards a deer anymore. Hold on. Let's keep this going. Let's see what's going on. Deer. Maybe I ought to turn around. Huh? I'm about to get extra cardio on or something. Hey, deer. Bambi? Hi. Probably shouldn't do this, huh? Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and turn my ass around, actually. Or should we face fears? Let's face fears today. Let's do that. I don't want this motherfucker to come after me. So anyway, I'm sitting there in my living room, and I open up the card. It sings to me. So I just got home from work because of the long day at FedEx, I believe. Or maybe it wasn't. I remember it being light out. But I get off of... Okay, I can hear people talking, so I'm not alone. We're good. So I get off of work and open up the card. So I'm really distracted. There's a goddamn deer in my pathway. He's getting his 75 hard on too. So I open the card. It starts singing to me, and it finishes singing, and then it just echoes into my living room. It just echoes because there's nothing there. And at the time, all I was doing was working, coming home and sitting in my room, just playing video games, not talking to anybody, not socializing, not bettering myself in any way, not eating healthy foods, not going to the gym, nothing. And at this point, very briefly, I actually started buying beer to test and just try and see if I liked it, right? Because I think I just want to be well-versed in beers and wines and stuff. I don't know, it's kind of classy, I think. I say that now in 2024, so we'll see. But so I was just getting into bad habits, right? And it is what it is. So I open up that card, it sings to me. I close it, and I'm like, damn, dude. Because it echoed into my emptiness of a room. And I'm just sitting there in the position that I am. And I'm like, dude, I got no friends over here. I got no family over here. I got no passion. I got no drive. Nothing going for me. Just signed up for this one thing, bailed on it because I don't believe in myself. Did this thing over here, quit on that because I don't possess the discipline to get the shit done. There's so much shit going on in the bushes down here. And so that was where I was at. But it was just like, is this how my life's going to be, man? I'm just going to keep getting happy birthday cards in the mail and have no one to hug, no one to see, no one to come home to. Am I just going to be working FedEx forever? Is this my life? And I didn't like the answer to that question, so. What the fuck are all these noises? It's kind of funny, I'm trying to tell a dramatic story, but I'm like, what the fuck is that noise? But that's how that was. And so that was 1 year ago, pretty much today, right? So I don't know the exact date of when I got that card, but I'm sure it's really close to this day. Today's July 5th, 2024. It's 4:44 p.m. I'm on some random ass trail. I drove to it today. It's in my city, but I didn't want to walk on roads. I just wanted to walk in some secluded area, which is what I'm doing now. And anyway, so, but it's cool because it's full circle, man, because a lot has happened in the last year. And to think that I've gone from happy birthday all alone in my empty apartment to now happy birthday surrounded by my family and loved ones and being a whole different kind of person entirely, with a whole new perspective on life, with a whole new goal set, with a whole new drive to be better. You know, working like a workaholic here with all the things I got going on. And it's just been 1 year. Just 1 year, that's it. And I think it's crazy because that was the pivot point for me. So a lot of people have their story that they tell and tell and tell. And I think this one is going to be mine. It's the one I keep telling, right? Happy birthday all alone. Got the card, opened it up, said, nah, this ain't my life. I can't do this. No way I'm going down this path. And so I just pivoted out of there. And here we are. As a result of that decision, here we are. We are now pursuing fitness coaching again. I'm working on the program daily to make sure that it's so chock full of value that it'd be impossible for anybody to decline the offer. And for a moment there, we were working on a pre-workout supplement, but that is temporarily on pause while I get this thing going, because that's going to fund everything and replace my current job. So that's the goal there. We've got 2 investment offers for the supplement company idea, just because people believe in me so much, and I think that is absolutely insane. It's extremely humbling. And I've got an episode about that titled, I got 2 investment offers for my business that I don't even have yet. We've got 75 hard completed, phase 1 completed, phase 2 completed, and today is day 7 of phase 3. And so I'm going to finish that. So not within the year, but of the story anyway. But we've got that. We've got a streak of the ice bath going. We've got this podcast that didn't exist. We've got the streaks of the protein and the tracking food. I'm back in the gym. Loving the gym too. I'm making progress. I'm on a cut right now. Not saying that it's easy, but it is so much more mentally, I'm much more tolerant of what's required now this go around than I ever have been, because I've just been, that's just what I've been doing. So it's it's easier for me, and that's awesome. So it makes you think. I mean, there's a show I talked about this, but I said I think it'd be sweet to to actually go through some traumatic thing, or go through some horrible situation, or face hardships or something, just to see how I respond, how I react, how I handle it, what things I let go of, what things I don't, and just compare that to the past. Because in the past, dude, I let one breakup derail literally everything I had going for me. That's how weak I was. And I think a lot of people they fall into that category where they just let one little thing just derail their whole existence, you know? And it was hard, you know. I beat myself up about it. And anyway, but I came full circle, dude. So that was literally 1 year ago. And I've got an episode coming up that's going to showcase the last 90 days of my life, which I think I'm kind of coined as milestone episode, which I don't like, but whatever. So we've got one of them coming up. I've only done one, and that was for the last 6 months, but I want to do one every 90 days. So at the end of the 20-year goal, which we have here, we'll have 80 episodes that you can pretty much just listen to those 80 and get a quick recap on everything that I'm doing, everything that I did, kind of in a summarized sense. So I'll have those, or you can listen to every half year or every 1 year. So, or listen to every single show. So anyway, that's kind of it, but just the whole full circle thing, you know. 1 year ago today, I was just in the worst position I probably could be in, but because of my awareness and desire for better, I just took some sort of action, you know. Just took put one foot in front of the other in the right direction, and it led me to where I'm at right now, which is crazy, man. It's just crazy how things work out. Another thing I want to point out with full circle is when I moved to St. George, I moved because I had a job with Smith's Food and Drug as the produce manager, which I absolutely bombed at and absolutely failed. I'm also walking uphill right now, so I'm about to be out of breath. But absolutely shit that one. And anyway, so I was working 5 days a week there, 8 days, 40-hour weeks. That's it. And then I was like, dude, I live in a beautiful area. I want to work outside. Let me get a part-time job working for Zion's National Park or something. So I go on Indeed and I type in outdoor jobs near me or near Zion's. I can't remember what I typed in. And it popped up with Blackland delivery driver. I was like, what the hell? Okay, I guess I'll drive around. That'd be cool. And Blackland happened to be a contractor for FedEx. And so, long story short there, got hired with FedEx and then started driving and delivering on the weekends, which is exactly what I'm doing now. And things went south at Smith's because, again, I was lazy, didn't possess the skills or the discipline to make it work for the manager position, I should say. And went from 5 days a week to 4. And then I took another day with FedEx. So we had 3 days FedEx, 4 days my main job. And it's kind of like what I'm doing now on certain weeks. So 4 days my main job, 3 days FedEx. And so there's some full circle right there, because what ended up happening was I quit Smith's entirely, went FedEx full time, and then around I think it was March. The next year I quit, or I didn't quit, I moved from St. George to Arizona, and that's where the FedEx journey really began, because I was doing that 5 to 6 days a week in 120 degree weather, and really got experience with high volume days, driving bigger trucks, and really testing my limits. Dude, I'm dying right now. This hill's huge. But that's how that started. And FedEx took me from Arizona to another place in Arizona, and then to Colorado, and then it brought me back here. And that's the one constant in all of this is FedEx. And if I got $1 for every time I said "and" on this show, I wouldn't have to start any business, dude. I'd be rich. So, holy shit, dude, this is great. I'm out of breath. I'm gonna pause. Hold on. Okay, I made it to the top of this hill. We're good. So anyway, FedEx has been the one constant thing for me. And it's funny because I started with 2 days a week with another job. So I was working every day of the week, 7 days a week, temporarily for maybe a month. And even then, I didn't think it was a big deal. I didn't feel like I was overworking myself or getting burnt out. I didn't feel any type of way. And also during this, I just thought of this, man. This is so cool. I was also attempting, and I say attempting because that's exactly what I did, 75 hard. And I got to day 21. I think I've told the story before, but I don't think I've ever made it past day 25, and I've tried maybe 6 or 7 times, and I never got past 30, ever. I know that for sure. I had a day 21. I had, yeah, I think that's the, I don't know, 25 I think is the highest. I can go back on my app and see, but anyway. So, yeah, I was also trying 75 hard at that time too, but I wasn't doing anything else. And I was doing 75 hard wrong, actually, because looking back at some of the things I was doing, like the workouts and the water, for example, it's plain water. I was counting water that I used to mix stuff in, or, sparkling water with flavor in it, I was like, oh, it's water, but no, it's plain water. Didn't know that. But anyway, live and learn, here we go. And we're on phase 3. So that's all I was doing. So I was working every day of the week for temporarily, it was like a month. Then I slowly faded out FedEx. I slowly faded out Smith's, and that became FedEx full-time. So the reason why I think this is so significant now is because this also came full circle. And hold on, I gotta take a photo of this view. Good Lord, hold on. Dude, I'm at the top of this hill and I just turned around and looked. God damn, it's a beautiful view. So anyway, getting distracted. As always, what's new there? It's cool because everything has come full circle like that. So I had a full-time job and I thought, man, I gotta get out of here. And I got FedEx, and FedEx took care of me for a while. And I'm gonna talk about that here in a second. This might be a longer show, but whatever. So I faded out Smith's, got FedEx full-time. FedEx took me from St. George to Arizona, to another place, to Colorado, to now back home. And I faded out FedEx pretty slowly. What started as 2 days a week turned into 3, turned into 5, took me around the country, if you want to be exaggerative. And then it brought me back, and now it started back here with 2 days a week again, but now it's 1.5 days per week. Meaning, well, I guess technically it still is 2. It's 3 one week, 2 or 1 the next, technically, because I wash trucks, right? So that has been now faded back down to even lower than when I started. And that, with the patterns and how everything has been going, that right there is promising evidence that FedEx is on its way out. Meaning, probably not going to be with FedEx for another year, if I had to guess, just based on my behavior, my perspective, my desires. I'd rather make less money. I think I've come to the conclusion that I'd rather make less money and get a job that allows me to practice skills or build sales skills, persuasion skills, communication skills, relationship skills, and just being a human being and trying to be as great of a consultant or salesman or whatever that I can be. And it's awesome because I'm excited for all of that. Whereas in the past, I wasn't looking forward to that at all. I was like, damn, I gotta get on the phone with people. I gotta, like when I worked for Mazda, and I was a car salesman for a month and only sold one car, and that was because right there is funny because that's the law of reciprocity in full effect. And it's funny because I'm now just realizing that, right? If you do good unto others, and with the law of reciprocity, they probably will want to do good unto you. And that came in the form of literally providing me a living. So very cool stuff. Too bad I didn't realize this then. But you live and learn, right? So, but so I think I'd rather quit FedEx entirely for many different reasons at the moment, and then get a job that allows me to get paid even less, but practice skills and kind of push me out of my comfort zone. Because being on phase 3 right now, I have to do random act of kindness for somebody, or just I have to do random act of kindness, period, and talk to a stranger. And with the introduction of these delivery rating things that I have to do, or that I get to do for FedEx, that's kind of pushed me out of my comfort zone even further to talk to people and to ask them a favor if they wouldn't mind rating this delivery, which requires effort on their end and they get nothing from it. So it's free, costs nothing, it's easy, but it did push me out of my comfort zone to talk to people. And not that I'm a master by any means, but it is so much easier now for me to just, hey, so we're doing this rating thing. Can I rate myself? Is that cool? Like, I don't give a fuck, Tell me no. But I think this has been good practice. I've probably done it 30, 40 times now total. I mean, I'd like to do that daily, not over the course of a month. But it's practice nonetheless, and I'm getting better. So now, honestly, it's funny, because, and I'm not saying this to be arrogant, but I'm doing this now, and I'm still trying to get ratings for my deliveries. But I'm not inputting it for them, so I'll try to get them to say yes. But I really only care about that because I get $25 a week for doing that. If I get 5. And I don't know why the bar is so low, because I can get 10 in one day, and these motherfuckers that are working full time can barely get 5. I don't know. So anyway, of course I want the money for sure, but it's more fun for me to get the practice of talking to people and pushing myself in that regard. So that's why I'm continuing doing that, but not putting in the information on the delivery side of things. Also, as of today, when you track a package with FedEx, the picture of your driver will show up on the tracking page, so you can see who to expect through delivery. I think that's weird as shit. So now my face is going to be on the delivery pages of every package that I deliver. People are going to know what I look like when I deliver. It's just weird. They got my name. Shit's weird, man. So that's because FedEx Ground and FedEx Express are now merging. And I don't know what that means for me, but I think I'm on my way out, to be honest. So I'm not really too worried about that. But anyway, that's that. So anyway, going back to what I was saying, full circle this conversation, back to the conversation of full circling. But you start at one spot, and then it's crazy. It's crazy, like what if you just focus on one path, how far you can go down that path. And I'm sorry if there's wind in this episode, but I can't really do anything about it. I'm in this little canyon with this meadow where I saw the deer again. So, but anyway, so I'm going to segue from the full circle thing, because I think that topic's done, and keep on touching on the FedEx thing. So FedEx has been great, man. I've been there for, this September would be the start of year 4, and I would have, Lord, the start of year 4 would be September. Did you hear that? It's a baby. The start of year 4 would be this September for FedEx for me, and that's cool. But dude, there was another significant moment for me, at least, when I was at my main job, Hill Air Force Base, and I was showing a fellow coworker one of these pamphlet booklet things that I had created for everybody, for the new guys, so that they could quickly pick up on how to do tasks, or how to do, not tasks, well, I guess technically how to do the process, what page number is where, how to find this, what's in their certification, like this whole booklet that just simplifies everything immensely. I was just showing him that, and all he said was, dude, I think your skills are being wasted here. Like, this is awesome. You show your boss. And I was like, yeah, I showed her, but no, it's not allowed here. But it was just that one little statement of like, I think your skills are being wasted. Because I took that to heart. I'm like, dude, I felt that way for so goddamn long, I got a lot going on, and I do have a lot of skills. I do have certain gifts. I do have certain talents, whatever you want to call them. They're being wasted right now. At least that's how I feel with delivering brown squares to people's doors. And then they get mad at me because I don't wear a lanyard around my neck. Like, what? This is some grade school shit, man. And it's almost embarrassing, you know? Like, I'm smarter than this, I'm better than this, I got more potential than this, you know? So that gets in my head. And then I think, dude, am I being arrogant? Do I need to humble myself? What's going on here? What am I thinking? And I think the truth is, dude, I think it's just really hard for me to get along with people who don't have big vision, who want to make things better. It's just not get along. I shouldn't say that. It's easy for me to get along with everybody, but in a work context, it's difficult for me to have, we'll call them work or production conversations where we're trying to make things better, or I can explain my side of the story of how this sucks, we should do it this way, and why blah blah blah. And dude, I mean, just the other day I asked simple questions in a group chat with my FedEx co-workers, and dude, I'm just not a good fit for this culture. And I say that because, dude, they got low ass standards. They very, what do they call it, I'm like the outcast, right? I'm the weekend guy. I don't even know my coworkers. I don't really give a fuck to know them. And maybe that's an attitude problem on my end, but I don't know, man. FedEx is a different type of job that usually results in the same type of person who's working it. And I don't identify with that type of person at all. I probably used to, but since I've kind of taken control of my life and raised my standards a little bit, I see things a lot differently now. And a lot of people who might have lower standards might take what I've just said as arrogance and that I'm better than now, or holier than thou, or whatever. But the truth is, I just want to be better. I want the people around me to be better too, so that we can have a better end product. And we're not doing that right now when everybody is being a lazy motherfucker and complaining about shit or trying to be right about something, or just stuff that doesn't matter, you know? And the communication is very poor. I get left on red often. There's so much bad work being done on management side, and when I call them on it, it's just literally I told my manager, I said, hey man, this thing on the route, it's so bad, like this is bad. And he says, sorry bruv, it's my fucking superior, dude. Like, what do you want me to do with that? Like, give me some kind of information. Like, are you going to change the routes up? Are you going to make it better? Do you plan on, I'm about to give it over. Do you plan on explaining like why it was this way? What's your plan for moving forward? Like, just left in the dark, man. And so I called him on it, and he gave me a long text, and he was like, you know what? I apologize, but I need to be better. Moving forward, my communication will be this. I'm like, fuck yeah, dude. That's awesome. Mad respect for that. That's awesome. That's what we need. And then the last couple of days just left on red, nothing going on. And how I know I'm being left on red, and how I know that he hasn't seen it, is because, this is my manager we're talking about, right? Is because we're in a group chat. He's texting and responding in the group chat that I'm in, but won't text me back personally. And so I'm just venting at this point, but I sent him another text, and he responded to that, but not the previous questions. So he's just avoiding the questions, right? And it's just me trying to learn things. I'm just trying to know why things are the way they are. It's not me trying to rebel. I'm just curious as fuck. I like to know how things are and why they are the way they are. And I'm about to walk by somebody, so we're going to keep going. So there's some growth there. Go back and listen to the first episodes. I probably fumbled the ball when I was walking by people, but I'm just trying to figure out kind of why things, how's it going? Just trying to figure out why things are the way they are. I just want to learn. I just want to know. I don't know what else to say. I just am curious as fuck as to why things are the way they are. And that's it. I like to know why we can't do this. I like to know why we can do this. I like to know why we can't use this type of thing instead of that type of thing. I just want to learn, dude. And so all I'm doing is asking questions. And to people who don't have that desire to learn and grow, my questions come off probably really like I'm alluding to the fact that I will be rebelling with the new information that you provide, you know? Like, why can't we use, here's an example. Everybody I work with is going to know this one, but like, why can't we use green tape on the glass? And it's like, well, you can't because it's going to rip it up. It's like, well, has anybody tried? Yeah, we tried a while ago. And no, we're not going to do it. And I'm like, well, the book says you can, so why can't we? And like, oh, well, you can't do it. Bike drove by me, dude, kept talking, I'm a baller. And, oh, you can't use the green tape on the glass because back in 78, my time, the goddamn thing ripped. Oh, Jesus, the fuck was that? Ripped the thing off the glass, so we can't do that. I'm like, well, the book still says you can, and that book was last updated 2 months ago, so you think maybe they would change the tape requirement, right? Oh, no, you can't because it was with us. And it's like, dude, I hear you, but why? Why haven't they updated it? Why is it still this way? And I know that everybody who I work with who's listening to this, I know you're laughing, because it's just proof right there. I just want to know why the fuck things are the way they are. I just want, like, I'm not saying I'm smarter than the goddamn engineers who designed the entire book, but might have different viewpoints and different ideas that could make it better. And judging by the fact that somebody said my skills are being wasted based on the product that I produced in my spare time, while everybody else is just jacking off on their phone, I don't know, man. It makes me think differently. So, and to be fair, it doesn't matter what you do. If you're on your phone, I'll give a fuck. But the point I'm trying to make here is, like, just my focus and my priorities or whatever, and how I'm working on making things better. I don't know, man. I'm just venting at this point, but I'm better than what I got going on. You know? And I'm not saying that I'm better than the people that I'm working with, but just, dude, I got a bigger vision in life. I'm young as hell. I think I have my priorities very straight. I know exactly what I want in life. Problem is, not a lot of other people want that same thing, so kind of lonely at times, you know. Like, people are like, hey man, how was your weekend? You do anything fun? And it's like, bro, if I tell you what I did for fun, that conversation will end there, because you're gonna think, what the fuck's wrong with you? And I just don't want to have a conversation like that, you know. Like, I had a coworker come up the other day and they were like, hey man, you do anything for fun for the 4th? Are you just gonna go home and just prep for more of your jobs and keep working? And I was like, honestly, bro, I got a lot of fun stuff planned, but I mean, it's fun for me. In my head, I'm like, dude, I'm gonna take a couple of ice baths. I'm gonna go for a couple walks. I'm gonna get my workouts in. Got a nasty leg day tomorrow. I'm gonna keep my protein streak up. I'm gonna read, learn some more about getting leads in business. And I'm gonna keep on looking for jobs that I can replace FedEx with. I'm fucking hyped for that shit. That's fun for me. But fun for this person is probably partying and drinking, going out and getting with ladies, you know, eating some shitty food, which I like to do. But that's not talking shit at all on this person. It's a great person. I like working with them. But that's just a point to, or an illustration of the point I'm trying to make, which is, I don't know, what kind of point am I trying to make here? Just the fact that the things I want to do and the things that other people want to do are very different. So it just feels lonely a lot of the time. And not in a bad way. Like, I used to think that was bad, but like, I'm just going to keep on this metaphorical path until I meet up with the people that are also on the path, who maybe will cross paths or whatever. Like in business, find a guy that's really trying to do this or whatever. I'm like, hey bro, I got this going on. We should figure out how we can grow together and make this shit big, you know? And maybe that leads into a friendship, maybe it doesn't. Either way, the friction there will provide a good output and give us a return on investment of pretty much all the things that we've done to work up to the point that we're at. So I think I just said a whole lot of nothing right there, but whatever. So that's that. And I'm gonna share one more thing. Speaking of coworkers, and again, I'm not talking shit. I would say this to their face if they asked me. It's fine. It's whatever. But so I'm talking to another coworker, and this coworker is probably 55 years old. This person's been to prison. This person has lived quite the life. However, he is 55, and him and I are working the same exact job. And so right there, you know, what kind of advice should I take from this person as far as financial, as far as career, as far as health, you know? Because if he is in the same exact position that I'm in, maybe with a few extra dollars, maybe with a little bit more stories, what advice can he bear on to me that I can deem as valuable and absorb into my life? Because he was talking about the life expectancy being 75 in the US. And I was like, well, yeah, but like, look at the average American though. got heart disease, or fat as fuck, can't even see their own dick, and they got no goals in life, they're depressed, they're just watching porn all day. Like, you know, they got nothing going for them. They're eating shit food, not drinking enough water, not exercising. Of course they're gonna die early, right? Of course, that makes perfect sense. And so what I said was, yeah, well, like the average American's just fat as fuck, and they got so many different diseases. They're on pills, they're on you know. He's like, no, this isn't the U.S., dude. It's people. And I'm in my head, I'm like, yeah, no shit. Are we talking about dogs all of a sudden? But right there, I was just like, yeah, you're not changing your mind. It's all good. So I'm just gonna go ahead and agree and get the fuck out of here. But it's like I have people like that in my life, and dude, I fucking love these people because they're so funny, and I like to put bullshit with them. But when it comes to real life shit, they're not the people to be with, right? Because if I'm in the same exact position as they are, and they got 30 years of life ahead of me, what's going on? You know, not saying I'm better, not saying they're worse, just like there might be something to look into there. So there's a lesson that I kind of seen firsthand, which was, you know, if they're not living the life that you want, don't take their advice. And I've heard that plenty of times in my life now, and it seems like that really is just a golden rule. If they don't live the life that you want, don't take their advice. Or if they don't have what you want, don't take their advice. So, but that's that. I'm about to my car now. So, thanks for joining me on my outdoor workout. Today is July 5th, it's 2024, it's 5:15 p.m. Outdoor workout right after a FedEx shift. And yeah, man, so that's the show. It's day 7 of phase 3. So after today, it's our first week in the books. 3 more to go, and we're good. But anyway, guys, that one felt good to get a lot off my chest. So thanks for listening, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Peace out.
Hey, thanks for listening, and quick reminder here. So this podcast doesn't prioritize professionalism or quality at all. It's just meant to be a shoot from the hip type podcast with the intent just to get a quick message out. So some episodes might be inaudible in 30 seconds, and others might be 45 minutes and super crisp sounding. So all these are being made so that by episode 7,305, which is 20 years, we can come back and see the entire playbook of how I made it to wherever I'm going. So thank you so much for listening. I really appreciate it. I'll talk to you soon.